Welcome back, y'all. It is episode 4 of the Low Finer Things. Happy to be here, excited to be here with my wonderful and amazing sidekicks, Cal Kappa, Whitley 360, and also today we have a very, very, very special guest joining us, our inaugural special guest, the hypest of hype, the chillest of chill, one of my favorite lo-fi artists right now, NOBL. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Excited to be here. Excited to have a good conversation with you guys and just have a good time, for real. Big fan of your guys' music as well. Long time fan, you know.
Very happy to have
Welcome,
you.
buddy.
Cal, Whitley, how are you guys doing today?
If you had to guess. Happy
to be here.
So happy to be here. I'm really excited to have NOBL on today to kind of get to know him a little bit more. Been a big fan of his music since connecting with him too.
Let's get into the nitty gritty, bro. So, music, I got into it at a young age. My first instrument that I played was in school. It was violin. I played in the orchestra in 4th grade. And so, yeah, I mean, I kind of put that down for a little bit. And then in high school, I picked up guitar, and I've been playing ever since. So about like 15 years of like that under my belt, along with bass. And man, lo-fi, dude, I can say, like, I can tell, like, we've all been around probably since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, my first encounter, I suppose, was probably like Steezy and those like lo-fi mixes, and then getting put onto like Mount Fuji tapes and shit. And yeah, man, I mean, I would say honestly, guys, Nujabes, man, put me on to the I guess the genre. Watching Samurai Champloo for the first time, hearing the soundtrack, that specific type of beats, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Like, just started delving into the Nujabes style, and like I wanted to make beats like that. And then, yeah, man, I mean,
So what got you from being just like a lover of music to like actually like producing tracks?
I'm not gonna lie, I had a pirated version of FL Studio many years ago, right? Like when I was learning, I guess, how to use it. I was thieving it, bro. But if you're listening right now, Image Line, I have since purchased it. I bought that shit, so you know what I mean. I'm a good citizen, you know. Don't throw me in jail, whatever.
You know what's crazy is Image Line is like about that shit though. Like, did you ever see the Curtis King video where like Image Line got a hold of him and they're like, they noticed on his fucking computer screen in his videos that the name didn't match up. Somebody from Image Line caught wind of it, and they seen that the names didn't match up. He was using a pirated version, and they actually were like, yo, like, this is what's gonna happen. And so like there was a whole series on it. It was super dope. Anyhow, fun little fact.
That's cool, but like, I'm not trying to get busted by these guys. So yeah, if they're listening, bro, I bought that shit, you know. And honestly, started just kind of watching YouTube videos and shit, and just teaching myself. Like, I didn't go to school for this shit or anything like that. I just started just trying to make beats, man. And yeah, I learned sampling. I had a turntable at one point where I was, you know, sampling my own vinyl and shit like that. I had a bunch of old music that's been lost through time, but yeah, that's kind of how I started, I guess, FL. And now I'm on the SP 404, kind of using that in conjunction with like pretty much my guitar, bass, keyboard, like everything.
You fuck with Koala too. Have you tried using the Koala integration with it yet or not?
So I actually can't, because what they don't tell you is not every phone is compatible. Like, I have a brand new Google Pixel, bro. New Google Pixel. Right. It's just not compatible. Like I have an iPhone that I'm actually gonna get like a lightning adapter and all that shit, so I can like do all that in the future. But yeah, as of right now, I can't. But I'm excited to try it though. But yeah, Samsung and iPhone can do it, not Google though.
Oh, no way. I didn't realize that.
Crazy.
Yeah, bro. But hey, bro, you know, is what it is. Oh, true.
I'm honestly considering doing like a whole ass tape with like the integration and shit. I want to give it a try, because now my with Koala was the fact that just like on my little iPhone XS, like the screen is so small, and like when you're really getting in there trying to chop samples, just really being a bitch about it right now. That's all.
You know, I would say that it kind of led me into the SB. Before that, I was making all my beats on FL, like just with mouse and keyboard, you know, like I wasn't making like hammering my own drums. I wasn't like doing my finger drumming and shit like that, which I tend to enjoy more. And so Koala, I guess, trained me that and kind of gave me a leg up when I was picking up the SP, I
Honestly,
suppose. But for anyone out there, bro, Koala samplers, $5 bro. You start making beats on your phone today.
That was the sales pitch you used on me.
I've spent $5 on worse things.
I swear I'm not sponsored,
Oh,
but maybe I
100%.
should be. Yeah, yo, El Audio, if you're listening. So Whitley, have you made any beats on it yourself? I've been keeping up with that.
Nothing that I'm willing to share yet. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
The
I mean, it
layman
was
version.
like you're having fun, like learning to fuck around on it. That's all that matters, you know.
The FAFO, I'm doing it.
No, exactly. But like, if you need help with anything, you have three other people in this conversation that are more than
get there
qualified,
one day,
and
eh?
people within the group chat as well.
Oh, for sure.
I got questions. I got questions for all three of you guys, and I guess ladies first. Start with Whitley, and this I guess is
Oh.
the same question for everybody. But we'll start with Whitley. So, top 3 lo-fi artists and why? Like what? Like of all time? You know what I'm saying? Ones that you bump all the time,
And
like
we shall
resonate with the
help.
ones that you fuck with, essentially.
Okay, but like maybe some of the artists are more progressive or experimental, so maybe they have like lo-fi albums that I really like, but they're kind of progressive and make other styles of music too.
Just drop some names, man.
Let's go.
McClenny, love McClenny.
Okay.
I'm so on the God, I hate being asked what my favorite music is because I like so much.
I feel that. Listen, okay, we'll think of a couple people. We'll skip you. All right, we'll go to Kappa. We'll go to Kappa for now.
Okay, yeah,
All right,
like
Kappa.
I'm not
Top
prepared for that.
three lo-fi artists and like of all time, and tell me, and also explain like how you discovered them. I suppose.
I honestly, if we're going all time, we're gonna start with Dilla, of course. He will, like,
Bet.
forever. It's just I've been listening to things he's produced since I was a young child. It's part of life,
Damn right.
New job is we have to
Yeah.
add that in there because, like, how do you not? How do you really not?
No
and then
doubt.
I'm gonna go to something that Crooked actually introduced me to not too long ago, DiBiase.
Okay.
Because fuck,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not familiar unless I've seen the name. I don't know how to
it's got a
pronounce it.
dollar
Type
sign
shit.
in it and a big capital E.
I'll check it out. Just put me on.
But honestly, like that's even I've gotten to the point where I've got my roommates on that too, and it's just constantly playing around the house all the time, and it keeps such a vibe in the house.
True that.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. All right, go ahead,
Okay.
Willie.
Number 1, McClenny. Love McClenny.
Mhm.
Number 2, I'm going to go with Invention. He's one of the first Canadian lo-fi artists I discovered, and I really like his music, and he has a wide range of lo-fi. And then second, I'm going to go with Halent, who does the Super Lo-Fi World playlist that I play for my daughter every night before we go to bed. It's really special to me, and I really like his video game lo-fi.
That's adorable.
I'm such a mom.
Special
love that.
memories. Yeah, no doubt. Mr. Crookedfoot, what about yourself? I'm curious about you too, like what you actually listen to. What does this man listen to, man?
Honestly, I'll kick it off. I mean, same as Cal, same as probably a lot of people would be Dilla, even though like back in the day, those were just Dilla beats, right? But as the genre has kind of like progressed and we've seen where it goes, a lot of people revere Dilla as like one of the kings of lo-fi. I am impartial. Like it's just
I would say
nitty-gritty shit
too.
to me. Like it's just beat tapes and being like a dope ass fucking beat maker. But because he changed the soundscape of things so much, you look at stuff from like that late 90s, early 2000s era, and even prior to that, a lot of like that neo soul has Dilla inspired drummers playing it out.
Can't deny it, bro.
Dude,
Can't deny that.
honestly,
deny
look
that,
at
yeah.
that. Like Dilla, the Soulquarians,
Oh,
the
I would say,
Uma, like bro,
honestly,
like,
an honorable mention. Fucking Madlib, bro. Like Stone's Throw, the boys. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day too, like because Dilla and Madlib are friends. I have their
yes.
CD, the J-Lib CD. That shit's classic. And yeah, bro, those boys like changed the sounds, like you said, the soundscape for hip hop beat making, and definitely grandfathered the sound, bro. Like lo-fi is definitely more slower type shit than they were making, but it's like the textures, you know what I'm saying, and like making beats on that P and shit like that.
Yes, sir. So as you mentioned, like Madlib would be somebody that you would throw in there. That's my number two. Just for like his ear for digging, for finding loops, for making beats work in the way they do. That's something that helped me grow as a producer. And like you said, man, that Champion Sound album would be crazy. And then third, um, this one I don't. This one some people might not really say is lo-fi, but I mean, still MF Doom for sure.
Oh,
If we're keeping it a buck with all of the and
No
that's what I
doubt.
mean, man. When I say like these kids call them Dilla beats sometimes, or like you got the J Dilla drum pattern and stuff like that, and we're calling him like the king of lo-fi and shit, man. Like w- late 2000s era, before lo-fi became like this popular thing, like that's just what it was, man. It was just Dilla beats, and I got introduced to Dilla beats through the homie Mocha Only, because he had a Dilla beat on his album, and I was just like, "Yo, this is fucking crazy." And so like I found that out, and then shortly after I discovered Dilla was actually when he passed away. Was shortly after, so I was not fortunate enough to like really appreciate it as he was creating, but through that, like I discovered Donuts was like the main project, and then I found like his Rough Draft album, the um some of his prior workings as well, the Champion Sound album, some of those things. So that's how I came across that. So like that's why I stumbled across that, and that's why I make the music that I make now. I love that dirty shit. Right, I'll fire this one at you just because it's sporadic and stuff, bro. But like being somebody that we've kind of discussed real life shit prior, and just life in general at times. How do you feel like being an artist yourself? How do you feel with like having to grind content on top of beats, and just how that overall makes you feel? Like, do you feel like it almost, I don't want to say devalues the art, but it takes away from the art that you're creating to have to like tag something to it and put it out there in order to potentially capture new fans?
I mean, I don't find it exhausting. It honestly feels like complete, and I also pace myself with it. Like I don't, I don't think it's. I'm about quality over quantity, as you know me, right?
Yes.
Like I'm definitely about like putting out the absolute best shit, and what something that I put out, I want to put like all the work that I can into it, and that's like just the dopest feeling, when like it all comes together, and yeah, I would say I just pace myself on that
It's a
aspect.
really good thing to do, honestly. I would agree with you. I think
Yeah.
that's something that
I mean, a lot of artists like they fucking kill themselves doing that shit, and it kills the fun. And the number one thing we got to remember about this shit at the beginning and end of the day is we're doing it because we love it. And it's not supposed to be this thing, man.
that's
So
what, you know what I can say. That's why I like the SP, is because it takes me away from the screen that I would typically be creating beats on and potentially getting distracted from. There's no distractions. It's just you and the SP. It's perfect, and I like it. And I feel like my art has
it's my
increased.
favorite workflow, dude. It's my favorite workflow, no
It's
doubt.
tricky, but once you get the hang of it, yes, like it's nice.
Right? Like I get with my SP, I get locked the fuck in, and with my FL, I feel like it's easier to get distracted because
Yep.
there's personally for me, there's just so much to, and like I'll fuck with the sound, and fuck it up and shit after it's already been
Yep.
good. And SP just lets me just lock in, make my beats, and remind myself that just to
Yeah.
do it. I don't know. It just, if that makes
It
sense.
does.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
do agree. I
So
do agree. And then also the one thing I like
yeah.
too is you're not.
Wait, I heard Kappa say something. I want to hear what he has to say first.
I'm very curious what it was like when you sit down at your SP. How do you create a song?
Uh, I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm actually glad you asked. So I don't have a process, but I think it is important that drums are the number one thing, right? Like in beats that are important. Like your drums have to be good. Like if your drums suck, the song's dead. That's just for me personally. Like that's it, right? So I typically, I guess, will fuck around and make drum loops. And since I play guitar and keyboard and all that other shit, I just like, if I feel like jumping on that, I just kind of, will record whatever I'm feeling, whatever, put some chords out, and now I'll transfer those onto the SP, chop those up, right? So I'm kind of like in my own samples essentially, and
Oh, beautiful.
and that's kind of what I've been doing lately. Like that Hashira beat that I had, that's like all me, and this tape that I'm working on, like I'm trying to do it all me, just because like it's just is like a challenge to myself, I guess, because I've been making sample based shit for so long. It's fun, and like there's definitely nothing wrong with it, and it's awesome as fuck. But I just wanted to kind of create something out of the box this time, I guess.
No, I love that, man. I was just always curious how people work.
I'm curious how you guys work too, bro. Like straight up. All right, now your turn. You guys can tell me what's how you make your fucking beats pop, bro.
Hey, you know my process. You know my process as I just like double up on the compression. That 303 vinyl sim is nasty. But no, usually when I'm creating, like I'll start typically it's like drums first, very like minimal drums
For sure.
first, just to kind of get a feeling for it. Cause like you said, man, if the drums don't knock, like the track is dead.
It's dead, right? Yeah.
But also sometimes too, like you just digging and you find a loop and it's like, yo, this is it. Like we'll start
We
with
got
this.
hit,
This is
right?
yes,
We got
it's
a
like
hit, bro. We got a hit. You call all your friends, your family, call your mom, bro. We got a hit. We're making out the hood, bro.
Mom, I got it.
We're gonna make
I
it.
made it.
Yeah, yeah. I got the hit. Yeah, no doubt.
But that's exactly the process right there. Is drums first typically, unless the loop really speaks to me. It's a wrap from there. Because once you got the drums in place, it's you can make anything sound decent over amazing drums.
No doubt. And this was kind of like your question kind of was going into the next question I was going to ask, because I was going to ask each of you guys the process that went into your very first beat, if you can remember, right? Like the very first beat that you made. Like what sample, like how did that go? Like what was it? And I want to start with Whitley because I know she's not going to share her music, right? But like I want to hear like at least what you've been learning, kind of maybe for like some newer folks on the Koala rack that just have never used it, right? Like you're like a brand new user, right? So like, do you have anything for them or?
Figure out the drums and it'll make a world of difference.
It's just like cooking, right? Isn't it? Like making beats is just like cooking, bro.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
That is like the base. That's like starting a recipe with your garlic and your onions.
All right. So Kappa, I want to hear your first beat, bro. How like
Totally.
do you remember your first beat, man? Your very first beat?
Oh, do I ever?
So like tell me
It's just
about it, bro.
it was really, really bad drums and some friggin' keyboard that I made up
Can we play
off
these?
some free VST in my Ableton intro, and it sucked. But I loved it. It was bad times. I didn't have any idea about how to properly EQ things or anything. Like I just played
dude, me
bass and
neither.
metal.
Remember just throwing shit together and being like, oh, this is great.
Yeah,
I remember that
you
shit.
realize how muddy everything's become, and you're like, what?
And
the
you're like,
fuck?
oh, I can adjust it, bro. So my first drum, like my first beat, the one that's even on my SoundCloud, that's like 7 years old, like my very first beat, that's done with a break that I didn't even chop up, right? So I just threw a fucking break on my chopped samples, right? Like over the top of them, and it just happened to literally work. Like it worked perfectly. I was like, okay, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, man, I can't even remember like my first beat. I've made so many. I don't know if you guys remember. I posted a picture on Instagram a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so. But it's just like a stack of my hard drive.
Dude, that guitar beat you had, that like that shit was fucking fire. And like I don't like when's that shit coming out?
Man,
like that video that you posted.
Which one was
that one, dude? That's like it's like guitar like do 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 do. Like I know this, I'm doing it terribly. I'm not doing it justice at all.
When did I post
but
it?
like it's like guitar, like single guitar strumming over this like little boom bap kind of deal. And I'll fucking fish that video. I'll do
Fish
it,
it.
bro. I'll do it. But that beat, I'm like, yo, that's a hit. That shit's
If
heater.
you can show me which one it is, I can definitely.
It goes. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
It's probably
That's
kicking
that
around
one, bro.
somewhere. But no, it's, to be honest with you, bro, shameless plug, but it's probably up on the members only section on my Bandcamp already. No lie. Anything that I make on the SP typically goes up there. But if you can identify it, I can just send it to you without making you subscribe to that.
Oh, no doubt, bro. I'm just like, it's fucking fire. I'm gonna fish the video
Yeah.
out. I think I
I've
have it
honestly
saved.
just I've been having a really, really great time just creating with the SP and everything lately. It's kind of just, I just love the vibe
I
of it,
actually
man.
took a
And I
break
got the
myself.
new
I took a
knobs,
break for the last 2 weeks. I saw the new knobs, bro. Those shits look nice, man.
dude. They're great. I'm gonna
Beautiful.
pick a skin for it too. It'll be fire.
I'm waiting for my tax return, and I think that's about in my future too.
The knobs and skin, bro. I was surprised at how inexpensive they were.
I'm going NPC.
Oh,
so
on the NPC. Nice. I'm keeping my SP stock, bro. No skin and no knobs, just stock, bro.
I love that.
Just stock,
Still,
baby.
a
All black.
good stock look is
Boring as
crisp.
fuck. I
You
got a
were
carrying.
saying,
I went to Harbor 8, bro, and I got a carrying case, $30.
Oh,
30
damn.
bucks, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know if you got Harbor Freight in Canada, bro, but they
Nah.
have these like 30. No, bro. You might be able to order these shits though, but $30, and it has that memory foam inside, so it can actually form to my SP, right? And I
Okay,
can
yeah.
put the cord in. Yeah, and yeah, about $30, bro. Yeah, for travel and shit.
That's like $700 for us.
Noble, you were saying just earlier that you had taken a break recently. Do you feel like breaks are definitely like beneficial as an artist, just to like hit the reset, you come back?
Listen, even if you don't want it, even if you don't want the break, because I didn't want to take a break, dude. I felt like I was on fire, but I wasn't, right? Like I felt like all I wanted to do was fucking make beats, and it just got to a point though where I was burnt out, and like the shit that I was making wasn't just hitting. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely, yeah, it's important to take breaks, man. Like you definitely, people need to touch grass, bro. Like just do other shit, you know, enjoy life too, bro. Even though this shit's addicting, but today was the first day I started fucking around with some shit. I got 2 beats done out of the tape so far, and I'm going for about 20 minutes of length. And I already got cover art that I purchased from Saz from Echo World. Shout out Saz and Injijo at Echo World, and yeah, excited to share it with you guys, man.
I have a question, if you don't mind me jumping in here. I'm all quiet tonight. Have you ever collaborated with any other artists before? And what was that experience like?
I mean, so growing up and playing guitar and shit, yeah, I mean, I guess I've always done it, you know, like before. This is my first time, I guess, being a solo musician, I suppose. So collabing is really fun, and like I'd be down to collab with all you guys for real.
I'm excited for it. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I know. So me and Crooked are. So once I finish my shit, me and Crooked are going in on a joint tape right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go on a joint tape. We don't have any concept or anything yet, but it's
I
gonna
want
be
you and Kappa
sick.
too as well.
Bro, why don't we just do a collective tape? Yeah, why don't we just do a giant collective tape?
Please,
And
We've talked about
something. Yeah, man, that would be sick as fuck. That would be sick, dude.
It's there. It's going down.
I got all the time in the world, boys and girls. All the time in the
Yes.
world.
It's a good time. Like this summer, I actually will have a lot of time for real. In the fall, I'll be getting busy. I'm actually, yeah, in the fall time, I'll be getting busy. So around like now until then, it's perfect, bro.
About chicka wow wow.
Yeah. It's kind of like an oddball question. Do you guys know about any up and coming music platforms? Because like, do you guys know about Deezer and shit? Like, I don't know anything about. You know what I'm saying? I was wondering if you could provide maybe some up and coming good shit that I could distribute on. You know what I mean?
Listen, you already know what I'm gonna say.
Bandcamp?
I know. Okay, listen. Listen. I know it's gonna be Bandcamp for sure, but I'm saying like brand new shit that like no one's really fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like Deezer, I guess. Because Deezer, I guess maybe are they? Could be wrong.
According to
I
my
think you just
payout?
get that.
You want to go to Napster?
Yeah, no shit.
Napster music pays
would've
like the
thought?
Really?
best artists.
Who would have thought that the company that was like,
Metallica's best friend.
yeah, the piracy of music, man, which
How the tides have turned,
they
man.
pay the most, which is fucking crazy.
Right?
No doubt.
Yo, I know there's a platform called Even, I think it's called. And it's
Even?
more Even, yeah. It's like a direct to consumer platform. It's not a streaming service, so you can put like your merch, your songs,
Oh,
all
really?
sorts of shit, your albums on there. Yeah, and you get 100% of your sales. So
Oh,
I don't
wow, that's
believe
really
in.
nice.
I don't fuck with the Spotify. I don't fuck with the Apple Music. I don't fuck with the title or the Napsters. If I want to listen to something, I get it directly from the artist. Y'all catch me on your Bandcamps.
No doubt.
I like that.
So in a roundabout way of saying it, no, I don't.
So I know beyond making music, you also do something similar to me, which is curating playlists for your midnight mixes on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what inspired you to start curating that, or were you kind of always somebody who made playlists?
Nah, so I mean, I guess I've always made my own playlists, bro. Like, I guess I've taken pride in them. Like, they're arranged specifically. Like, I spend a lot of time on them, right? And it's not like it's a fucking hobby. I guess I don't know, man. But like, when it came to making the midnight mixes in last winter, I wanted to start doing the lo-fi radio, and I was actually doing that for a little bit. I was doing like streaming like 12 hours a day. I want to do it in the future, but I'm gonna actually be upgrading my PC this year, so I'll be using my old PC just as that. It'll be a fucking 24-hour radio, like all our shit. You know what I mean? And
I love that.
yeah, like that's the goal. And then the mixes are just like I still want content to just to have, I guess, just already playlists already done too. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just fun as fuck to make. I actually found this cool artist that I have a deal with that I pay a subscription and I can use like pretty much everything in his catalog, and he has these like amazing gifs. Shout out Dual Void Anima, and that's kind of like the aesthetic that I was going for, more of like a vaporwave type of lo-fi, I guess, vapory.
Yeah, I love that.
And yeah, I don't know, just wanted to do my own kind of style because the market's oversaturated with everyone doing like the same type of shit, and
Right?
I don't know, I just wanted my own
Right?
spin on it. Yeah.
I feel that.
Thank God.
Yeah, bro. Like every lo-fi playlist is like a fucking coffee shop or
Sleep.
Lo-fi girl.
lo-fi girl, like someone like with a cat or something. Like it's not original. Like everyone just copied lo-fi girl because like that's the most popular one, and then Steezy also. And
When's your next mix coming out?
beginning of May, but like I still don't know which beat I'm gonna use. I have an opening beat. Shout out NKO. He's the homie up in Detroit, and he just dropped his new album. And there's this beat called Blade on it that's gonna open up the mix. It's just fucking crazy. And he does his own instruments too. Like he plays guitar and bass and shit. And that beat is literally all him with guitar and bass, and it's just like playing like over a beat that he made. It's fucking sick, dude. I fuck with that. And yeah, I mean, definitely all the homies are like, I want them part of this just because like it's fun, and
That's a little finer thing.
Significantly funner, man. I gotta say, like the connections that I made and the people that I've met through the lo-fi, even though some of them, Cal and I are really good examples of it, who like started on that really like watered down,
Damn
gentrified,
right.
like quiet ass coffee shop lo-fi to the sound that we're on now.
Evolution, my
It's
friend.
like actually crazy.
We've evolved.
But like the people that I met are super cool.
That's really how I like to think of it. I'm like, we just kind of our music's evolved.
100%. Music definitely evolves. Yeah, no doubt.
Just seeing the support and people rally around, like when I released Joey, for example, and leading into like the momentum that I had with Goodfoot, like
Hey,
it was
Shout out Day
actually
Off.
really
Shout out
crazy.
Day Off.
Yeah, Day Off too.
Shout out.
I listened
Jeff's
back,
got some
man.
slappers on there, dude. That like
Ooh.
that's got some slappers on there.
You know, I don't like that project.
Why,
Like-
man? Those
like,
are
I
sick.
do-
Those are actually can I be
do,
honest?
but-
Some of my favorite. Like of your shit,
I
dude.
do, but
That's like some of my favorite beats.
I like the beats, but I don't like the mixes. Like it's just like
I don't want to shit on your why you don't like him. I know what you mean, bro. It's the hi hats, isn't it?
no, it's just like
It's
the
hi-hats,
overall
isn't
like
it?
quietness of the the drums and shit. Like it's too soft. I rushed it.
I
I
know what you
rushed
mean, bro.
it.
It's just I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean. But hey, why don't you re-drop it, bro? Why don't you just re-drop that shit,
Mm,
remix, put a remastered
no,
version
I'll
out.
just
Day
carry
off
on. I'll
remastered,
carry
dude.
on. It'll be in the catalog.
But those beats are sick, bro. And like long was fucking sick, and I was glad to be able to use them in Midnight Mix 2 for real, because they fit that like shore side aesthetic with the water and shit. Bro, I'm excited what you guys are cooking up for this next mix, man. I'm excited to hear what you guys got. Shout out to Cole.
Yeah, Cole. Did you fuck with this sample yet?
Oh, she's a beauty.
I have not. I have not yet.
It's fire.
It's hard for people not to make such good
Get
things
on
when Cole's the
it.
one creating samples.
The beat that you made though was fire.
We need to get this man into more music and less work.
It
I
sounds
know.
so lush. Like he does such a great job, like making the OG shit, man.
Yeah.
Got those lush synths, cuh. How do you get into being a radio DJ? How does if I wanted to do it right now, how could I do it? What's the easiest way?
I would suggest looking into your community radios if there is any in your city. That's a great place to start.
Okay.
That's how I got started, was through Regina Community Radio, and I was just kind of going through a really difficult time in life, and I was looking for a way to kind of connect with local music people. So I
So you just kind of came upon it.
yeah, I kind of stewed on like what I wanted to do for a radio show, and I checked out their schedule and kind of looked at what spot I might actually get if I applied, because I had zero experience. I had no broadcasting experience. There's no reason for them to give me a chance, really, because I'm just like, yeah, I really like music. Give me a radio show. But they really liked my application, and I took a lot of time and thought and process and like coming up with the name Lunar Lounge. My little sister actually helped me name it.
That's cool as fuck. You pitched them the show, and they were fucking with it, and they
I
were like,
did.
"Oh, bet, fucking cool."
Yeah. Initially, I just wanted an all lo-fi show, but I was really struggling with Canadian content.
Can content.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to go more mixed bag. Like now, I probably could, but I still like the freedom of being more mixed bag and representing other genres too. But that's how I got started. I was already a fan of community radio, and I know they were looking for new hosts and new shows, and I was a member anyway, so. And look where I am now. Can you share a memorable success or achievement in your music career?
All right, I'm gonna be grateful because I don't know. I guess I've had big like artists that I admire, including you guys, recognize me, and that's I guess been a success. And like honestly, I'll throw away all the money for this shit. Like I'll never make any more money for this shit at all, as long as my music's in rotation for people. You know what I'm saying? And my
Shop and
biggest
take my
goal is
money.
to have, yeah, my biggest goal is to have just when you go on someone's Spotify and it says monthly listeners, and it's just like fucking like 500,000 people, it's like, oh shit, that's just my goal, bro. I want people fucking with my beats, man, and have them in my rotation and shit. That's really the goal.
What are your plans and goals for your music in the future? Like, do you have any upcoming projects, releases that you'd like to share?
So I kind of tease my upcoming beat project. Yeah, it's called Restore, and it's just homage, and it's a new beginning. I had a lot of shit that I went through last year, and even before that, it just had to stop. I would say, just I'm not gonna go too into it, but just had to fucking stop, and it just seemed like the perfect time to lock the fuck in and just get something new out there, and new year, new me type shit. Like,
When's that coming out?
oh, there's no release date. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's being worked on.
Just a tease for now.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be my next project, and then after that, I guess the collab with like the gang, whatever like we decide to
I
do,
can't wait for that.
however we do that. And, yeah, and also I would like to mention that I know Crook has started doing this too, but making cassettes. I have a cassette deck that can record, make
Oh no
cassettes,
shit!
and that's my goal too, is to start making like start a cassette label and start like producing cassettes essentially.
Let me get on
I
that. Let me
love
get on that.
that.
I'll
Oh,
release a
man.
cassette through you, 100%.
Dude, fuck yeah, you'll be the first. Be the first guy.
The cassette player in my house needs some work, so send me some.
If you send it to me, my dad will fix your fucking deck, bro. He's a professional like cassette deck technician. He doesn't have credentials, but he's really good. So
I love that.
he's really fucking good.
Master
And it's just
cassette
there's a
master.
completely different sound with cassettes. Like it's so dusty and just like it rids yourself of the hives.
Well, even besides the sound, I feel like, bro, you guys had them as
Yes.
kids, yeah? Because like when I was a kid, bro,
Oh,
I
yeah.
fucking I had my Walkman, bro.
Oh,
That
my
shit was
Walkman.
the shit. That shit was the shit. My parents had a vast collection of cassettes, and me and my sister. By then, CDs were like coming out and shit, but I guess were way more expensive. I just remember CD players being
Yeah.
fucking expensive as fuck, and
And they skipped.
you know, yeah, CD players. But then they had the non-tech ones, like the Philips CD player. Like it had the technology where it had the non-skip. Like that shit was off the chain. I had one of those eventually, but yeah, bro. I had a cassette player as a kid, and just like having cassettes just is nostalgic. And I like the packaging. I like the way they look, you know. And it's just a physical medium for your music, you know.
Can I just say I had one of those talk boys from like the Home Alone series?
Oh
My
no!
grandma still has the cassette tapes.
Oh shit!
And there's me pretending to have a radio show when I was like
see?
5 and 6 years
That's
old.
fucking that's
Kid you
adorable,
not.
bro.
Predicting the
You were already
future.
ready for this
Yeah.
shit.
Born into it.
That's badass. You already knew. You already knew what you was gonna do.
Too bad it's not my day job.
There's still time.
Shit. Eventually, still time.
Yeah, you got all the time in the world still.
But yeah, fucking keep your eyes out for Restore. That shit's coming out. I'm trying to aim for a short time. So my original plan, like I told you guys, like, bro, I'm gonna make a beat a day for 14 days. And that's gonna be the tape. But like, honestly, that's bullshit. It's not gonna be. That's not realistic either, because of like real life. You know, I've been busy as fuck, and just not realistic. So it's coming. You know, it's definitely coming. I can't wait to share what I have with you guys. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to do my best not to try to like tease anything until like it's done, and then I'm gonna just boom drop the tape, and then it's just like, here
that.
it is.
Let me ask you something before we start
Yeah.
to wrap this up here. But when you say that, like just surprising everybody with it, do you feel like as artists sometimes like we're not known like say like
keeping secret from
like the Mad Libs, the Dillas, the even the newer generations like the Eldres, the Chris Ponsalons, the non-lo-fi producers. You see like Cow Beats or somebody like that, for example, that like they do these big rollouts for their songs and they're like, oh, pre-save my album, pre-save that. Like, do you feel like as artists on the come up and that are kind of just putting that music out there, we don't have the same level of like subscribers or followers they have? Do you feel like a 2-week rollout for a project is too much sometimes?
Nah, I mean, even like I've seen smaller artists do it, and like it still will get some kind of traction. You know, like even me, like for like my homie, bro, like when he dropped his projects, I discovered it because I saw an Instagram reel. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't come in my algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say it's like, if I understand the question, I hope I understand what you're asking me. If it's not like a futile effort, it's not like too much or anything like that. Like definitely build up some. It's important to build up some hype for your release, man. But I say this, and I don't fucking have dates. I just like, oh, my shit's out right now, and you can listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I like just dropped it. Here's the link. So this will be my first actual release, and all that shit. I'm gonna try to get it submitted through a label as well, and hopefully gets picked up. But you know, even if it doesn't, I'm still gonna drop that shit. It's gonna be a good time. So
holy moly, we're at that time now where artist recommendations become a a topic of
I
conversation.
hate both
I'm
sides.
excited
Cal, I
because
know,
I
Cal, you
got a
were
bunch.
excited. Cal, you were bragging about how you remember to write down your artist recommendation. What do you got?
Yeah, for once I was prepared in my life, all right? It happens. Once in a while. Don't get used to it. Yermo7, good buddy of mine from fucking Mexico. He has a song called What If. Fucking guy. He's just sitting there doing all his own drums, recording them out at his house, doing all his own instrumentals. It just all sounds so damn good. And not to mention the guy is just a kind-hearted soul. We've talked of future collaborations, but of course I'm a bit of an idiot and slow to the plate, so it'll happen when it happens. But god damn, give him a listen.
Yeah.
Yermo with a 7 after it.
Damn right. Damn right.
Next!
Noble, give us one.
All right, I'm gonna throw out the homie who I met recently through Echo World Discord. Who honestly, this guy, he's got some really good shit and some upcoming music that's just incredible. And that's Nostalgic. It's abbreviated as NSTGLK, but it's like supposed to be nostalgic, right? And yeah, that's my boy. Shout out Nostalgic. He's coming out with some good shit with Lo-Fi Samurai intro soon, and yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna launch into one of our other homies. Copped his album last week, Astro Melhen, Low Food Volume 2, and It's Organic Volume 2. Amazing albums. Like such
Dude, I
a
love Astro. I love
dude.
even as as a human being, bro. Astro is
Yes.
fucking cool. Yeah,
I think we can all agree he's like one of the best people.
yeah, straight up. I want to hopefully, bro, go to Japan and meet him someday. Like hopefully.
Absolute vibes. Those projects blew me away. Whitley, what is your recommendation this week?
Mine, I'm going to Western Canada this time.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah, actually really close to your neck of the woods, with Lo-Fi Cody. He's a lo-fi artist who draws a lot of inspiration from like video games and film. He does a lot of remixes. He just dropped an album, another Zelda-themed album. This one's called the Lo-Fi Zelda, and it's got a lot more covers. I'm actually going to be featuring a lot of these songs, as well as a lot of his other work and other video game lo-fi mixes for my 1-year Lunar Lounge special on May 9th.
Love it.
So big shout out to Lo-Fi Cody. You made this episode possible with your CanCon and your artist recommendations too. Seriously, bro. Appreciate you. It's been great getting to know you as well. Lo-Fi Cody, check him out.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Big shout out as well to our homie Noble. Where can our listeners find you on social medias?
Oh, bro, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, and yeah, fucking hopefully this album everywhere, baby, everywhere, all over, worldwide.
Yes, let's go.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
make sure the links in the description as well below.
Hey,
Callum
thank you guys
Whitley.
for having me, bro. Like for real, I just wanted to say, like, sorry to interrupt, but thanks for having me.
Sorry, I've been quiet. I've been like just fangirling the whole time. I'm like so excited to have you here, dude.
Dude, no, I honestly yeah, bro. Hopefully, you guys got the answers you were looking for, and
We definitely did. You can find us Instagram.com/thelowfinerthings, SoundCloud.com/thelowfinerthings, YouTube.com/thelowfinerthings. We're there.
okay, God bless y'all. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks.
Come again another time.
Whenever you guys want, bro.